Assalamu alaikum viewers, how are you all? Hope you all would be doing good. I'm Dr. Sadaf and I welcome you again on this channel of OUC, Online University Courses. Hope you would be enjoying our videos and taking help from it. So today I have again chosen a topic, another hormone, growth hormone, and if you would have followed my previous video, you would be knowing that I was basically, I have started the topic of pituitary gland, one of the endocrine gland. So now we are continuing one by one. We will study its hormones. So let's begin with it. Growth hormone. Growth hormone is actually one of the hormones secreted by anterior lobe of pituitary. If we recall, anterior lobe of pituitary is also known as master gland because it secretes main bulk of pituitary hormones. There are 4 hormones secreted from anterior pituitary gland. Number 1 was growth hormone, if we categorize it as 1, 2, 3, 4. So number 1 is growth hormone. Second was thyroid stimulating hormone. Third was ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. And fourth was gonadotrophins. So growth hormone is one of the hormones secreted from the anterior lobe of pituitary. Let's see what does it do. As you can see in this diagram, flow sheet diagram, that hypothalamus is also being mentioned here. As you know that hypothalamus plays a key role in controlling all of the secretions of the pituitary gland. As hypothalamus, for different hormones of the pituitary gland, hypothalamus secretes either releasing hormones to stimulate their secretions or inhibitory hormones which inhibit the secretion of any hormone from the pituitary gland. But contrary to all other hormones, for growth hormone, hypothalamus gives both different kinds of hormones. That is, one releasing hormone and one inhibitory hormone. So hypothalamus, as you can see, hypothalamus secretes GHRH, which is growth hormone releasing hormone. And when this GHRH acts on the pituitary gland, pituitary gland gets stimulated, and in response to GHRH, it actually secretes growth hormone. On the other hand, whenever hypothalamus secretes GHRIH, that is growth hormone releasing inhibitory hormone, its other name is somatostatin. So in response to somatostatin secretion from the hypothalamus, pituitary stops secreting growth hormones. That's why I have put a cross on the growth hormone secretion from the pituitary in response to somatostatin. So there are 2 different hormones secreted from the hypothalamus. Growth hormone releasing hormone, in response to it, pituitary secretes growth hormone, and growth hormone other name is somatotrophin. Then there is growth hormone releasing inhibitory hormone, which is also known as somatostatin. Whenever it will act on pituitary, it will inhibit the secretion of growth hormone from the pituitary. Now, what are the functions of growth hormone? As its name indicates, growth hormone is actually a hormone which brings about the growth of body. Particularly which parts? Muscles, skeletal muscles and bones. You know, your bones grow first of all and then muscles grow. They basically give a height to a person, and they basically cause growth of a person, especially before puberty. Before puberty, one gains height. Once maximum height has been gained, after that time, though growth hormone is there, but its main secretion occurs before puberty, when height of a person is meant to be gained. After puberty, although growth hormone acts, and it causes just increase in the size of different organs. So what happens if the growth hormone, its secretion is increased? Another interesting fact about growth hormone is that its secretion is actually stimulated at the time of hypoglycemia. What is hypoglycemia? Hypoglycemia is a situation when body blood glucose level, it drops below a certain level. Normally blood glucose, its concentration is maintained at the level of 1 gram per liter of body. So whenever its secretion is decreased below this level, what happens? The situation is called hypoglycemia. And hypoglycemia occurs at night when a person is sleeping, and also during when a person does exercise, and also during the situation of anxiety. So these are the 3 conditions: anxiety, exercise, and during sleep, when growth hormone, its secretion, it reaches maximum. That's why it is called that kids and babies, they must take a good nap, a good sleep, so that they can gain maximum height. Also, a little bit stress is essential. Little bit stress, which is also known as positive stress, because it stimulates the secretion of growth hormone. And also exercise is essential, because all of these three conditions, they produce hypoglycemia, decrease in the blood glucose level, which in turn stimulates the secretion of growth hormone. Now let's have a look what happens if growth hormone secretion, it does not follow a typical normal pattern. If growth hormone secretion is increased, now again there are two different conditions in which growth hormone secretion could increase. Number one, before puberty, and number two, after puberty. If growth hormone secretion increases before puberty, that is before gaining maximum height, now it is different in boys and girls. In boys, height continues to be gained till 20 years, from till 18 to 20. But in girls, it stops before around 18. So if before puberty, that is before gaining maximum height, if growth hormone secretion increases, it results in a disease which is known as gigantism, or person grows giant. There were many persons you must have heard, like Alam Channa of Pakistan, and many other persons who were the tallest persons. They suffered from this condition, this disease, in which growth hormone was increased above normal. So this is known as gigantism. Now what happens if after puberty growth hormone secretion is increased? If the situation occurs after puberty, this disease is known as acromegaly. Now in this acromegaly, not only the height actually a person has gained, this is the stage that is after 25, 30. If growth hormone secretion is increased due to some disease, some reason, what happens? Acromegaly results. And what happens in acromegaly, as a person has gained his maximum height, so height is not going to be affected. What is going to be affected? Actually hand bones and feet bones plus jaw bones. So such a person is going to have large hands, large feet, and plus jaw bones, especially the lower jaw. It becomes protuberant. It does not follow the normal shape, and in addition to it, rest of the facial features, they start getting coarse. That is because of the growth of facial bones. Also many of the organs, they start getting increase in size in acromegaly. So these are the two situations which result from increased growth hormones. Now what happens if the growth hormone secretion is decreased? It does not reach its normal level, and it occurs before puberty usually. So it results in again another disease which is known as dwarfism, in which person does not gain normal height which he is meant to be gained. Such persons, they have short height, but their height is actually symmetrically short. Their ratio of the height is actually symmetrical. It means that all of their extremities, their trunk, their head, feet, everything is small in proportion to each other. And in addition, they do not suffer from any other ailment. Like if only growth hormone is less, they have only short height, but otherwise their IQ level is just like normal. They are just like any other person. They are equally intelligent. So these are the two conditions which result in whenever there is discrepancy in the growth hormone, either it is increased above the level of normal, it results in gigantism and acromegaly, and if it is decreased below normal level, it results in dwarfism. And normally, if growth hormone, its secretion is, as we have studied, its secretion is actually promoted, its secretion is stimulated by hypoglycemia. So it occurs during, it reaches peak level during sleep, after exercise or during exercise, and in anxiety. So growth hormone, that was all about growth hormone. It causes growth of the body, it increases metabolism of the body. Now as its secretion is stimulated by hypoglycemia, so it itself, growth hormone, causes hyperglycemia. It breaks down glucose in the form of, when it is stored in the form of glycogen in liver and muscles. So growth hormone will break down the glycogen in liver and muscles, and from there it releases glucose in the blood. So that's why it increases blood glucose level. That's why persons who suffer from gigantism, they cannot live long life, because they usually suffer from diabetes mellitus, and that diabetes occurs from hyperglycemia. So So that's all about growth hormone. Now next our video would be about another hormone, that is thyroid stimulating hormone secreted from the pituitary. If you have any query about growth hormone or pituitary gland, you can contact us on ourchoiceouc@gmail.com. So hope you would be enjoying our videos and taking benefit from it. Take care. Allah Hafiz.